She needed to do better. She really.
Yeah. The sooner the better for me. I have. We have agreed recommendation. Oh, okay. I mean, this, for me, the sooner the better.
Give me the promotion.
Got a copy there.
But Sean,
Yes, Judge.
I thought the saddest, well, one of the saddest movies I'd ever seen was Hardball with Keanu Reeves.
Yes, Judge.
But I finally caught up on my anime. Oh my gosh. If you want the tears flowing, if you want to run out of Kleenex, One Piece, right? Oh, be prepared. Be prepared for the tears to be flowing. I mean, that's, and it's going to be an ugly cry. Michelle, first of all, I had to pause. You know why I was pausing? Because I was saying to myself, I see the title, I know what the title is, but clearly this is not going to happen. And then, I'm like, no, don't go back. Yeah, broke my heart.
Isn't that a cartoon?
No, it is not a cartoon. It's anime. This is not Bugs Bunny. This is not Bugs Bunny where the piano drops on him, he survives. All right, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, you need to let me know that you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. And they tell me there's an outbreak of measles. So look at him. He say one. You know, when you say one, you know what that means? All right. See, he's never watched any type of horror movies. He's never watched zombie. That's patient zero. Everybody is always looking for patient zero. But seriously, my understanding there's a measles outbreak and there have been 25 reported cases. 50, see, it went from 25 to 50 reported cases here. So, yeah, that's where we are.
If you had it already, are we clear?
I'm not 100% sure because I think the CDC has been shut down. I'm not, so.
Thank you, Chuck.
All right, Angela Redwine.
Jail.
Oh, jail, okay. Marcos Trammell, Johnny De La Rosa, custody. Jenna Davila. Thank you.
Please stand when she calls your name.
Tony Rodriguez, Luis Rivera, Amadon Smith, Miles Fenton, custody. Raymond Garza, Humberto.
Yeah, he's in custody, Your Honor.
Thank you. Humberto Nunez, Sean Pilkington, custody. Daniel Montoya. Thank you. Jacavan Jones, Robert Thompson, Alexis Spang. Thank you. Timothy Zapata, John Gill, custody. Mario Ernesto Hernandez. Thank you. Melbourne Mejia, custody. Malachi Bochum. All righty.
No.
Not present. Okay. Alfredo Vasquez. Charles Mullinex. Frank Torres, custody. Sean Pickleton. Javier Herrera, custody. Jose Gonzalez. Thank you. Anthony James Cochran. Good morning. April Perez. April Ann Perez. Brenda Sanchez Carpenter. Thank you. Deshauna Robinson. Thank you. John Thurnert. Thank you. Francisco Galez Martinez. Thank you. Leonardo Bologna, custody. Tony Rodriguez, custody. Brogia Burgeon Savala. Thank you. Tony Hernandez, custody. Samantha Renee Rendon. Samantha Renee Rendon. Philippe Salazar. Thank you. Karen San Miguel, custody. James Perales. Thank you. Dimitri Cavers. Dimitri Antoine Cavers or Cavers. All right. All right, thank you. Joshua Zamareno. Thank you. Dylan Skinner, custody. David Jones. Joe Gutierrez, custody. Frank Torres, custody. Smith, custody. Crystal Molino. All right, where's Crystal D. Molina? All right, thank you. All right, is there anyone present and your name was not called? All right, everyone, here are the rules. Please follow these rules and hopefully we will not catch the measles and hopefully things will run smoothly. Jury trial is going to be brought up here. If you don't see your attorney in court, it's probably best for you to step outside and call them on the phone. Attorneys, these are the rules. Please follow these rules. So far, throughout my time on the bench, you all have not followed this one very important rule. When we're on the record, do not talk behind the court reporter. Just raise your hand. The deputy will move your person to the other side. If you have somebody who's entering a plea agreement or if you have somebody who is on probation, please confer with the probation officer. They're an integral part of the system. And when you come up, I'm going to ask them what their thoughts are anyway. It'll make the process move quicker if you've already gotten their thoughts. Criminal trial division files are here. Family violence files are here. Just grab your file, place it on the desk, have a seat. They're going to call you in the order of appearance. Deputy Laura is in charge of the inmates. So if you have an inmate that you want brought out, let Deputy Laura know. She'll bring them out. Once you requested your inmate, please do not leave because for security purposes, we're only allowed so few inmates out. The other thing, when we're on the record, do not approach up here to talk to anybody because it divides my attention. It's only 2% that's going on over here, but I know if you're before me, you would want my 100% instead of 98%. If you have a client who wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, yes, we need an interpreter. When you approach, let the clerk know that you need an interpreter and they'll call one down. And I'm going to call everybody in the order of appearance. And the other thing, please do not do this because I feel that it makes me feel that I'm being rude to you when I don't mean to be rude to you. Do not stand staring me down because guess what? I'm calling you in the order of appearance. When you stand here, you're blocking the deputy's line of sight. And I've already told the deputies if something goes down and they have to run through you, you're going to get injured. And you will fall over on this carpet and this carpet is filthy. So when you fall on the carpet, you're going to pick up some type of germ and it may be incurable. And that's going to be your fault, not Deputy Laura's fault. So just make sure you don't do that. Today is Monday. It's going to be a great day. The sun is out. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. The weather is just perfect. So everyone, please confer.
I'm sorry. Doing a great job. You with her all the time.
What's your name? Megan Roman. Brings a little bit of joy. Just her.
I know, I've been there.
They all take that time. You want some more?
I was two in a row. Felt it was today. I mean, at least you're perfect. I thought. Weird flight.
The line. She's over here. Yeah, she's always over here.
He's running out of his way, or did he run away? So I have to be patient.
I need to get
I have an old friend of mine who lives in Midland, called and his nephew was married. I'm not sure what qualified. Doesn't work, he was out there, and they've got him into rehab and in jail, and he does well when he's confined. Well, of course, he dries out, starts thinking, so they want to see him. And I think his issue is heroin. I'm not sure.
They don't have a trial.
So is that the standard? Let's just, who files? Anyone?
I've had murder.
Civil district.
No, I'm just.
Sorry, anyway.
I don't.
I'm waiting on information.
It's just a family. Sorry. Yeah, they just wanted to, this is just so strong out. So you think it would be a tough go? All right. What sort of-
No, you're fine. Don't use it.
It's just like cage.
Hello.
We had a pending motion for a bench warrant, Judge, and this is how the case is going to dispose,
Okay.
so.
You're welcome.
I'll just do it. I'll just do that. Thank you.
Yes, I sent, her and I had a sentencing family today. I always had like.
They would have, yes, and you just.
Okay, sure, I can.
We getting close? I finally, yeah, you're right, $30,000 fine. So.
I have not, I emailed her on Friday, I forgot by today, kind of whatever, she's like.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the phone number, the phone number that was on our feed. Yes.
And then she changed the calling her. She said she changed her.
April goodness.
And then she. I didn't.
Well.
I mean, we're not talking about. Thanks.
Is your guy going? What'd he get?
You know what?
I don't know what the hell. It's not good. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I realized. I was wondering about talking. I never either. Not us. Yes. Not whoever.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Not a problem.
But yeah, yeah. That's I think there's some select.
Should be able to.
Number, what page is Demetric Calvers on? Oh, I see it. Yeah, okay, that's been dismissed.
Yeah.
So we don't, I don't believe he needs to be bench warranted. Because was he brought over? Is he in our custody?
I don't think he's not.
All right, can you all check to make sure he's not?
No, he's still in federal.
All right, if you can then cancel the bench warrant. I think that's the only state on Cavers. Is this the only case you all have him for?
Yeah.
On page 9. So the bench warrant can be canceled? All right. All right, Norma, if you'll make sure that's canceled. Malachi Bochum. Alfredo Vasquez Jr. Charles Mullenix.
Carpenter.
April Perez. All right, thank you. Samantha Rendon. Thank you. Crystal Molina.
Look, we don't care.
All right, you need to get on the second row.
He's right after. That's easy.
It really was.
There. 1 second. Oh, sh- It speaks. My daughter loves. Oh, Coco's good. Oh. That thing won. For and it should. It is very well put together. They need to get a little. Yeah. They don't understand. They can't figure the movie out. They get it. The guy was really. They should. It's also. Really? I like that. The girls love those. Yes.
He's getting booked. He's on with the detail. So that when we can put him on the.
Okay.
All right, Vashawn,
Yes, yes.
they just sent out an email saying that 300 speeding drivers this month in North Bear County are going to be receiving tickets in the mail.
Because I think they set up
Mhm. Well, they say so far they have caught 329 people. I guess attorneys are going to be very busy.
Let's say my other note.
And Vashawn, I go to speed limit, but I'm trying to see, was I on 281? You know, even though I know I go to speed, sometimes, you know, I remember back in the day, you would be driving and they would catch you for speeding and really it's the person in front of you. So I hope that is not the situation.
Got a great job. Yeah, been a while. That's all hard. That's one of the greatest. The girls have kind of reached out. They have so much good content. Then of course, the Orient.
Oh, no, it's a share file, thanks.
Oh, yeah. You don't have any seats. I only had the first. One right after. Oh, that Carl. He was also. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sounds like Carl. Yeah.
Doug, did you get the warrant on Capers recall?
Yes.
A little bit.
No, not yet. You got like the like. 186. I mean, like 2024, so it's just. That's why I'm thinking if you went to one. Check the interns, but they don't like their here's the number stretch. Yeah, and then I want to check.
Smith, the Brown, Frank Torres, is the
Who?
defendant. I'm here.
So,
Yes, Torres is the defendant. I'm gonna say. He's got the regular setting. Well, it's Mark's jury trial, but it's the first setting. Appreciate it.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
Doesn't make sense to
So
me.
look, he's got these two open. Okay.
Rejected.
That's a protected.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is the private protection. This is the idea. These are the- Right.
We should have, yeah, Stacy should have filed all those. This is the one, because we did file the notice to set bond.
She said they don't.
Quite certain she did. I'll ask.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
The ag. Yeah, I'll make sure she does. We're gonna bond it. On all.
If the issue
So
is that it's with.
she'll do it.
But the interns, all the interns drop them off to the board. So I said that they are not just because it's not my stuff. That was all. Yeah, we don't for are you clear?
I clearly. Don't make it.
She does, that's fine.
Got the coordinator and the commission, your permission? Okay. And if you can find it, you.
I'll look at it.
Young lady. Can you recall my case in the morning? They don't have a file. He's in jail. Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he's not here.
No, he did not show up.
All right, Raymond Garza,
Your Honor.
have you come down? Yes.
I'm asking that this case be recalled for tomorrow. The state does not have their file. It might have been sent to a different courtroom.
Okay.
And so I said, I'm gonna be here at the 175th, so I'll stop by.
All right. So
Okay?
do you know?
Recall
Well,
it for tomorrow.
well,
Can I-
just 1
Okay.
second. Yes.
Just trying to- But because he mentioned it, maybe it's a big piece, but we don't want to give numbers to the policy, so you want us to know what this was.
All right. So, sir, the state doesn't have the file. They're searching for it. So we can bring you back here tomorrow and they'll have the file and your attorney can look over it. Do you have any questions?
No. If you have any questions for me, privately.
All right. So you have questions
Yes,
for
I
him?
do.
All right. But we'll make sure that you're brought back tomorrow and the state will have their file and they're searching for it right now. So if they find it today, then we'll let your attorney know.
You got my cell number? 862.
Just have a seat, sir.
Okay.
Have a seat where you were at. Thank you.
862.
Deputy Laura, just hold him for a little bit and we'll see if they can find their file.
But even if it's one kind of trial date, I mean, if you have to reach out, we can usually have days after the time to go, but just- Yeah. Well, do you wanna get it scheduled? Is there
Come up with
something
everything.
over there? So I wonder, yeah, so I wonder.
No, I
That's
appreciate you
myself,
telling
and I got that.
Well, no, it would still be on this board, it just would have been on CD. I mean, I never. To have that paperwork, like you can do the 23rd. And also I will be filing a motion to. I mean, when you're this flat, anything less than that. No, then NCR. Oh.
All right, who's here on Francisco Garza Martinez? All right, where's your client?
He's coming up right there in the back.
Hello, Hi, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
So has all the paperwork been completed?
It has been, Judge. It was my mistake. I thought I had emailed it after the last setting, but I realized I didn't. I did verify that they have it as of today, so they definitely have it. I apologize to the court, and if we just get a short reset.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a PTD reset.
30 days, sir?
Yes.
March 27th.
That'll be fine, Your Honor.
All right. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dinner. Fit places. Fit places.
Ten, let's do it at 11. Because I know it takes a while for them to get them together. And Norma, do you see Galaza Martinez?
Seven, Judge.
All right, thank you. Hello, hi, how are you doing? Yes.
Hi, Commander. Commander, I have Brenda Carpenter and we worked out an agreement and I'm gonna go sign the protective order, then Miss Christian Molinar is gonna send you the dismissal.
Okay,
But I wanted to make sure you knew.
all right,
So if I
thank you.
could take my client back to there
Yes,
and then be excused because she's gonna sign. Is that okay, Your Honor?
yes.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank
Have
you.
a good
Thank you,
one.
Madam.
All right, Jalen Zavala. Hello. Hi, is she on the docket today?
No, ma'am.
All right, what's going on?
It's an ex parte order that I filed about a week ago.
Okay, let me see if I have it. And are you appointed?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Good day.
Me too. What do you say? And then go to bed. Yes. No, no, I don't know. Thank you so much.
All right, just a second. at the end of the day, a witness, and I want to make sure before I sign, because we've been told that.
Yes. One right after.
I'm sorry, Vasquez.
There you are, counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Right here. You gave her Bachman?
I mean, Vasquez. Vasquez.
90 Vasquez. Bachman?
All right, who is here on Chum or Bockham?
I am, man.
Yes, where's your client?
I have no idea. I've tried calling.
All right, just one moment. Let me see here.
It's not a commercial bond.
All right, thank you. Deputy, could you make an announcement for Malachi Adon? Sure.
And the next one is the same.
All right, so it's going to be, who are your two clients?
Malachi and Alfredo Vasquez.
All right, and is Alfredo Vasquez commercial bond as well? Just give us a moment because I need to have the deputy make an announcement in the hallway.
I understand.
Malachi Adon Bockham. Alfredo Vasquez Jr. And counsel, did you check with the bondsman? Did you want to check with the bondsman before?
I
Was it
have
via
not.
the-
One of them was bonded out to the Therapeutic Justice Foundation, so
Okay,
I believe Vasquez was. And I can call the bondsman if you want.
no, I mean, it's up to you.
I've called the numbers that that I was given, and one of them doesn't even connect.
Okay, all right.
The original. I mean, I had to e-file.
Court is going on the record. The court is calling 2025 CR 000447 State of Texas versus Malachi Adon Bockham. Could I have parties announced for the record? State? Defense?
Michael Bellabo.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:41 a.m. The defendant did not answer docket. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. He is not in the hall.
All right, counsel, have you had any contact with your client?
Not as yet.
State? That will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. Court is calling 2025 CR 000450 State versus Alfredo Vasquez Jr. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Michael Bellabo for defense.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:41 a.m. The defendant did not answer docket. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, he is not out there.
Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have not.
State? That will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. In each case, counsel, if you make a contact with your client and your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, who's here on Sean Pilkington? Good morning. Good morning. Hello. So on this case, I know that I think you had a previous attorney.
He-
Did he?
He did.
Yes.
He's had a couple, actually, in my understanding.
Yes. So were you recently appointed?
Very recently, Judge. I think it's been about a week
Okay.
as of today. And so I'm obviously asking the court to reschedule the matter. I don't know really anything about his situation right now.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Recall this in 30 days for discovery. All right, we're going to be back on March 27th. State at that time, you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer. All right, is there anything else?
Oh, man.
Do you have any questions, sir?
No, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
And then I'll wait till you can be on. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one. All right, are the parties ready on Dylan Jacob Skinner? Hello, how are you doing?
Good.
All right, that's good. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 011052 State of Texas versus Dylan Jacob Skinner. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Kimbrough for Mr. Skinner.
And are you Mr. Skinner? What happened to your face?
Felt good yesterday. The weather was good, so I decided to play basketball. I
Mhm.
got elbowed in the lip. So,
Ah, I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope somebody called a foul.
I did.
Okay. All right. So we're here for sentencing.
Correct.
And both parties requested that this be reset so that perhaps your client could prepare a letter because I think he
I
wanted to.
already have it.
All right. Thank you. And then there was going to be a victim impact. Is that
Correct.
correct? All right. So you entered a plea previously on February 18th of no contest. The court found that there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court found you guilty. Are parties ready to proceed with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client with regards to sentencing?
I would state that Mr. Skinner is very remorseful for this incident. I've talked to him about it. He would like to make a statement, and I would like to call him as a witness, Your Honor.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record, please.
Dylan Jacob Skinner.
All right, defense.
Thank you. Dylan, could you make your statement and speak into the microphone and very loud?
I apologize to the court, to my family. I never thought I'd go to, for all the things that I've done, that I'd probably go to prison for. I never thought it'd be for something like this. And I feel terrible. I'm gonna live every day in that jail cell, prison cell, getting eat up by the fact that I did something messed up. I deserve to go to PDC for it. And I love my mom. I never wanted to do that. I apologize.
All right. Anything else, defense?
Nothing.
Anything from the state? All right, so I have a question. So why did you do this? Because part of your not being back in this situation again
So,
is figuring
like,
out why you did it.
No work, just. I really honestly feel like there was just a monster inside of me. You know, I was drunk too. And all the pent up anger, 'cause I'm really not a violent person.
All right, what were you angry about?
Just not having a job, struggling, living with my mom, 25 years old, you know, just getting out of jail a month prior, struggling too, on top of that, you know, just really just financial struggles. I feel like there's a little bit more that I can't really touch on with words, but the fact that I did that for something that small, I feel like I deserve to do some time.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the fact that you've had a chance to think about what you've done. I don't know why it is. Usually the people who try to help us are the people that we end up hurting the most, right? So you should have been looking at the idea that your mom, even though you're 25 years old, your mom is giving you a place to stay.
That's the thing. I was in that for 5 months, 6 months in Bear County, just thinking, wow, I really took all that for granted. Just for 3 to 5 minutes, I messed up my whole relationship with my family over something small and selfish. Very selfish.
All right.
So I apologize to the court and I apologize to my mother. And I love her.
Okay. All right. Anything else before the court entered sentence?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's to be no contact with Dusty, D-U-S-T-Y Skinner. Take in consideration 2024 CC 739463. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. There's to be therapeutic community. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just a moment. I'm going to wait till they finish here on the side.
Judge, I'm not talking to you. No, I'm ignoring them.
Okay, thank you.
Just waiting for you to finish, Judge.
All right. All right, did you sign it?
Yeah.
Mr. Skinner?
Yes, ma'am, I signed it.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All
I
right,
do have a
we,
question.
yes,
You said I do not have permission to be in contact with her.
no.
Is that forever?
You'll have to speak to your attorney in regards to that. And what I will tell you, the no contact was a part of your agreement with the state.
Of course.
At some point in time, maybe your mom will want to have contact with you. If she does, and you all can work on your relationship through that, then we'll see. Okay?
Okay.
All right, any other questions? All right, we can go off the record. With regards to the therapeutic community, I have no jurisdiction over that, over the prison. I can't force them to put you in that program, but it'll be in the judgment that I want you to be considered for the therapeutic community. You'll have to ask for it as well. You understand? All right. And here's my other advice. I have no problem with tattoos,
You
but
just
no
said
more
no
face
tattoos.
tattoos, okay? Because people will see you, they see the face tattoos and they
You'd
think
be
some sort of way.
distracted too, probably.
Yes. All right. All right. So my understanding, there's a victim impact. All right.
Mr. Skinner, over here, put your back against the counter.
I really don't know. I have an option to pay another rate. I have a different state. That's rich. It's short. Give you life and you try to take mine, and I will never be able to have the question of why I answer. You're so selfish. Your dad read me letters that you written to him, and you never once asked about me if I was okay after what you did. You said that you love everyone, but you tried to leave your brother and your sister without me. After you did this to me, I found out that I'm not the only one who hurt, and it makes it a little less difficult to say that I will never forgive you for the things you've done. And you destroyed your relationship with your entire family, and I hope that weight sinks in as I read this. The physical wounds that I have from what you did, the broken eye socket that required surgery, and the damage you did to my ear that took 2 procedures to fix, the severe concussion that affects my memory, and the chronic pain that I have in my neck now, that's healing. But the emotional damage is gonna take a long time, and not just for me. Despite everything, my heart aches because I am your mom. And I struggle. I hope one day you understand the gravity of what you've done. In your heart, and not just in the words that you so easily say all the time to make everything right. I hope whatever path you take, I can take it to someone other than a monster unhealthy that you have.
Thank you. Yes. Deputy Laura, he can go back. Thank you. You're welcome. April Ann Pettis. Good morning. All right, we're scheduled for jury trial.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so jury will be up here at 11.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you. Charles Mullinex. Yeah. Does anyone know the attorney Taylor Angel?
Judge. No, I'm not here. I'm not sure they're doing it, but I did.
All right, thank you. Could I see the file on Charles Mullinex, please? And Deputy Laura, could you make an announcement for Charles Mullinex in the hall? Yes. And Norma, if you can see if you can get Attorney Taylor Angel back, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Not all of that would be. Why does the birth wants to release it? Hopefully, someone like an offer. Oh,
They're kind of competing on each of our correctly, but one of them.
All right, and Norma, just give me 5 minutes.
no, they, but it looks like.
Hi. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I cannot complain. The day outside is beautiful And
It
of
is.
course, there's always something you can complain about, but I'm just looking on the bad side, you know, that's something you can do.
It's a good way to be. Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Oh, can I see the file on Brenda Carpenter, please?
Yeah, it looks like it's a skull picture, and then I guess I don't know, said there wasn't, so initially. I don't see any number. Is this in the docket today, this one, so. I think so. But yeah. Yeah, it does, I mean, I get it. I don't get it, she doesn't. Falling down the stairs twice. Serious? This is where we were at. I don't want to.
Carl?
All right, Philippe Salazar. Hello.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Mr. Salazar, officer sent in a request for consideration for early termination. And the state opposed that request. Judge, you denied that request and asked for this to be set for a hearing. I spoke with the state this morning to see the reasoning for the opposition, and ADA Garahan basically stated that it was because of the offense. Mr. Salazar has been on probation for 2 years, 8 months. He's completed all of his terms of probation. He's been doing rather well. And the probation department is asking for him to be considered for early termination.
So what have you learned?
You have to speak up.
I learned from my mistakes, not to do that again. And I got a lot of work I need to do on my job and everything. And,
What do you do?
I'm a diesel mechanic, repair trailers.
All right, so what was happening on that night that you didn't follow the rules?
I got into an accident and I didn't pay attention to which way I was driving. And I just hit a car and I kept on going.
All right, so why did, the question is, why did you keep going?
I didn't want I didn't want to go to jail.
So why did you think you were gonna go to jail if it was just an accident?
I don't know, I just panicked.
No, but here's the thing, the actions that we take, we have consequences. So your consequence was you're on probation for it, right? So in order, so we're not back here again on something else, you've got to figure out why didn't you stop? So you're telling me you didn't stop because you're afraid you were going to be arrested. So now my question is, what did you think you were going to be arrested for?
I don't know, ma'am.
Well, I mean, you have to know. I mean, you think you're going to be arrested. Normally, when people have accidents, car accidents, normally the go-to is not, I'm going to be arrested. Normally, for older people, it is, all right, I need your license and registration and proof of insurance.
Yes.
So you're in that older group. You're not a teenager where teenagers are all panicky and trying to call their mom or call their dad. You're an older gentleman.
Yes, ma'am.
You have an accident and you say you thought you were going to be arrested. You had to think you were going to be arrested for something. What did you think you were going to be arrested for?
I thought I hurt somebody real bad.
Well, you know, the answer is not to leave. You just complicated matters. If you would have stayed at the scene, if you had insurance, which I'm assuming you did, because otherwise they would have charged you with that as well. If you'd have just said, we wouldn't even be here. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So has he completed everything on probation?
Yes, Judge.
And did he pay the $200?
Judge, the $200 for
I read where there was a $200 restitution, some.
that was waived by the victim, Judge.
Okay.
He's completed, he's paid all of his other financial obligations. And he's completed all of his other conditions, as well as all of his UAs have been negative, Judge.
All right. Well, I will tell you, Mr. Salazar, I don't believe in keeping people on probation just for busy work, right? Like I can keep you on probation for the full term.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. But they're telling me that you've done everything. They're telling me that you've been rehabilitated. So you've been on probation for how many years now?
2 years, 8 months.
2 years, 8 months, and you've completed everything. This is what I'm going to do. We have, yes.
No, Judge, I was going to tell you that we did send out victim letters to the victim indicating we're seeking for early termination. And we sent out 2 of those letters and we got no response from those letters.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. probation, I'm gonna allow him to report by mail. And if there are no issues, I'm gonna early term him May 1st. And let me just tell you why I'm choosing May 1st.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm choosing May 1st because we have a celebration that's coming up in April. And sometimes people lose their mind, right?
Mhm.
And that celebration is my mom's birthday and they just lose. I'm joking. For me, that's the big thing. But in April, we have something called Fiesta.
Yes,
And people tend to lose their mind during Fiesta.
I stay
So-
away from that.
Oh, that's a good thing. I always tell people nothing good happens after midnight.
Yeah, I stay home. I just go to work and go straight home.
So let me just tell you this.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to be allowed to report by mail.
Mhm.
If there are no issues, you're not going to have to come back. Probation is going to submit to me an early term. And if there are no issues, you'll be terminated May 1st.
Okay,
Whether you're terminated early on May 1st, in a good way, not on a Schwarzenegger way,
Yeah.
but whether you're terminated May 1st depends 100% on you. You understand?
yes, ma'am.
All right. So if everything's going well, then you'll be off probation.
Okay,
All right. You have any questions about anything?
no, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much for doing so well.
Thank you.
All right. And Ms. Abrams, can we count today as today? Can we count this as a March 1st report date, even though it's not March 1st?
No, Judge.
Why not? Well, I'm going to consider today as his day for reporting for February. And then, March is March.
I'll talk to her about it.
All right, thank you. All right, let me put this in the system.
Have a graduate in my voucher.
Oh, just bring the voucher to me and I'll sign it.
All right. then.
See, look at me solving
I need to
problems.
approach- We're here for.
Yes.
My first. Yeah. Put down.
Red wine, thing?
And we apologize for what we did to LSU yesterday. Men's basketball.
Well, you know what? Let me not sign your voucher. All right, James Perales. Yes. Ms. Abrams?
Judge, this is also a request for early termination that the officer sent in. At the time, the ADA opposed the early termination because that's simply because he really doesn't feel like he's been on probation long enough. Mr. Perales he was granted probation in April of 2024 for a period of 2 years.
Mhm.
And he's completed everything. He's met all financial obligations and has completed his courses, his UAs, all have been negative with the exception of the very first one in which the court was aware. Mr. Perales is currently in college. He just made the dean's list and
Oh, wait a minute. Stop for a moment. Excuse me. The person before me has done something that many of attorneys in here has not done. He's made the dean's list. Why don't I hear any applause for attorneys? That's a good thing. Thank you. All right.
just, Mr. Perales has also been invited to join the National Society of Leadership and Success from his college as well. So based on everything that he's done thus far on probation, the probation department is asking for the court's consideration for early termination.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 23, Your Honor.
All right, and what college do you attend?
I attend San Antonio College, Your Honor.
Awesome. See, people sometimes think that you have to go away to find a good college. I keep telling people college is what the students make of it.
And Judge, if you need proof of the dean's list, he said he can email that to us.
All right, so what have you learned?
I've learned I'd certainly enjoy to never be in this position again. And I don't want to make any mistakes that land me in a similar position ever.
All right. And is he on deferred adjudication? Yes.
Yes, Judge.
And so he's been on probation how long?
Since April 2nd of 2024, Judge.
All right. We have a holiday that's coming up. A little known holiday that people sometimes will lose their mind. So this is what I'm going to do. If there are no issues, probation, you submit to me the early termination on May 1st, I'll sign it. And you're allowed to report by mail. All right, so if there are no issues, May 1st, I will sign off on your early termination.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor. I have one question.
Yes.
Or a few questions, I'm sorry.
Sure.
So report by mail, do I still have to take the monthly UAs?
Yes.
Secondly, it's to my understanding that my probation officer stated that I cannot attempt to apply for early termination until 6 months from the date that it was previously. applied.
No. I'm telling you, these are my rules. My rules are if there are no issues, May 1st, they're going to submit an early term to me and I'm going to sign it.
Understood, Your Honor.
So you won't have to wait for 6 months.
Understood, Your Honor.
And just make sure you check in with probation on May 1st that it's been forwarded. And if they tell you we can't do that, tell them the judge said, okay? And Ms. Abrams going to put it in the notation for the probation officer as well. And I put it in my notations too.
Understood, Your Honor.
Yes. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court and keep up with the good work. So this is not a no, this is just May 1st, it will be done, okay?
Understood, Your Honor.
All right, thank you so much.
You have a nice day, Your Honor.
You too. Oh, okay, I see that. All right, thank you. Thank you. Melbourne Zuniga.
Se para ahí, siempre viendo a la juez. Yo le voy a dar a la juez.
All right, on this case, where are we on discovery?
Judge, I believe we've received everything.
Okay. And is this a blood or breath?
Blood,
All right, and you've received all blood discovery?
yes.
State, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes.
And sir, are you a citizen?
No.
No.
All right, will you be handling the immigration issues?
Yes,
All right, and do you need more time in regards to advising him on the immigration issues?
yes, just a few weeks, Judge, and we should be good.
All right, Norma, if you'll set this for a plea deadline date, is 3 weeks or a month better for you, counsel?
Let's do 3 weeks is good.
All right, 3 weeks, please.
That works for me.
All right, then March 17th. That will be your plea deadline date. On that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And Norma, make sure that's in the system as an interpreter needed.
Yes.
Yes.
Anything else? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Judge.
Yes, yes.
Good morning. I'm here on Charles Mullinex.
Mhm. Yes.
I spoke with him over the weekend. I was expecting him to be here. I have not been able to reach him today and he hasn't answered.
All right, just give me a moment and
Okay.
I'll take your matter up. Court is calling 2025 CR 0000524 and 2025 CR 0000525. State versus Charles Lewis Mullinex. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Taylor Angel for the defense.
And this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:25 a.m. Your client has not answered docket. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for Mr. Mullinex in the hall?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And what were the results?
He's not out there.
All right. State, what is your request? All right, and have you had any contact with your client?
Your Honor, I did speak with him over the weekend. I was expecting him to be here. I have not had contact with him today.
All right, in each case, the court will issue a bond forfeiture. Is he on a commercial bond
Your Honor, he already has 3 warrants out.
for these 2 cases?
I believe there's 3.
All right,
We have them on 524, 525.
all right, I don't have a third case. All right, so your client, my understanding, has 2 warrants already on each of these cause numbers. So as soon as he is arrested, we will take that matter up.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
May we dismiss?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and what page is Zuniga on?
Page 4.
All right, thank you.
But she's not back there. Give me one second.
All right. Tomorrow. Back in June, please. No, Joshua.
Oh, you might put it up there.
Oh.
And then what's called your dog?
3 cases.
Okay.
We need to change it to supervise, which is what wants to. This need to go study. It's not on the 27th. Sometimes. We need to wait until the 27th.
Let me finish.
Okay. If we have to.
Yes.
Right.
Joe Angel Gutierrez. Who's the attorney for Joe Angel Gut? Thank you.
We're coming.
All right. Is this a motion to revoke?
It is. We're asking for a contested hearing, Judge.
All right. Right. So how long is this contested going to take? Because it's one of the allegations is failure to report.
Say 2 hours max, but 1 hour.
Is it 1 hour? One of the allegations is failure to report.
One of the allegations is failure to report, Judge. I would say an hour. Just to be on the
For
safe side.
failure to report? I'm just wondering. Can this be done now, or is everybody ready to proceed now? You want to talk to her? All right. All
I can
right.
talk to Rashad.
All right. Thank you. Have a seat. Alexis Spang. Hello. Hi. All right. How are you doing? All right. So on this case, where are we on discovery?
I believe we have all the discovery that we need, Judge. I've conferred with the prosecutors. They are going to try to get hold of the complainant to see if a case can be worked out. However, the complainant has a cross charge also, so they need to get permission from the attorney before they can do that. I've been in touch with the complainant's attorney, and they're still waiting to see if that permission is granted.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for 30 days.
March 27th.
All right, we'll be back on March 27th. If the state is able to speak with the complainant before then your attorney will let us know. We'll put you on the docket sooner than that. State at that time, you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer. All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a seat, ma'am.
Johnny De La Rosa? Who's the attorney for Johnny De La Rosa? All right. Jenna Davila? Yes. All right, and where's Davila? She's come forward.
Morning.
Good morning. All right. So what is happening on this case?
Your Honor, we received an offer on this case. However, we're looking into having her evaluated for a Veterans Treatment Court.
Okay,
We like to have that referral done so we can see about that process getting started.
all right, let's do this then. Ms. Abrams,
Yes, sir.
are you able to call VTC to see if they can send someone down? All right, just have a seat and then we'll take you back up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Joshua Zamorano. And Cornelius, did you have your file pulled?
I think it was pulled, yeah.
Who's his client?
Joshua.
Oh, this one.
Oh.
Oh, hello.
Good morning,
Hi.
ma'am.
Welcome. I mean, you were just standing there. All right. What page is he on? 9. Thank you. All right, we have a violation report. Can I get a copy of the violation report, please?
I have one, Dick.
Just 1 second, because I may have, oh, just 1 second, let me see.
Not in the edge.
If I pull it.
You have it.
No, I don't have it. All right, criminal trial division. Hi. This is a violation report. All right, so we're here on the first violation report. State, do you have any requests?
Did we request $10,000 bond?
All right. So this is what the problem is. And I have these hearings on these violations report instead of just ruling on them. Now, mind you, I could have just ruled on this without you appearing, issued a warrant for your arrest. You understand?
Yes.
So this is the issue. The issue is, and I don't take any of these offenses as true because I haven't heard any evidence. So I don't know if it's beyond a reasonable doubt or not. I have no idea. But it appears that there may be an issue with you based upon the charges. Not stopping. No. Here's the thing. I don't want you to speak about the facts of your case because that will interfere with your attorney's ability to represent you in whatever, whatever negotiations you want to use with the state. But the issue is you're on bond for an evading arrest detention with the vehicle, right? And that offense date was April 19th, 2024. Just, this is all I know about your case, right? So you're on bond for that. And then they have you as an evading arrest detention. And I'm assuming since it's a misdemeanor court, I'm assuming they're alleging that you were running as opposed to driving. And that offense date is February 15, 2025. So I have to address this, right? Are you employed?
Yes,
What do you do?
I'm an auto mechanic.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place you on GPS, and I'm going to place you on GPS for 60 days. You can either do 60 days GPS, and I'll allow for employment, or you can have a bond increase, make your bond, and there will be no GPS attached to that bond. All right. So, counsel, is there anything you wish to say?
Would it be, is GPS tracking only?
No, I mean, I know evading has to do with tracking, but
You always know where it's at, even if there's a desire to move around, I'm going to correlate the fees.
I will do 60 days GPS partial for employment only. And I'll ask that the GPS fees are waived. And it's to begin. I'm gonna have it beginning on March 3rd. That should give you enough time to get everything set up. And let me just tell you, part of the reasons why you're on partial GPS as opposed to tracking only, sometimes bond conditions are punishment. Sometimes it's to work on your rehabilitation. Do not come back here again where there is an allegation that you've been evading. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, just, I'm
Sure.
taking files in order. Yeah.
Can I ask you administrative questions?
Yes.
They want me to take a plane to 90 right now, and she wanted to get started at 11.
Oh, go ahead. They have to line the jurors up. How long is that gonna take?
He's doing paperwork on 2 cases.
Okay, you can
That's what
go.
I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not the judge.
All right, you can see how long that's gonna take. Just keep us updated.
Okay.
All right, Jenna Davila, they're outside speaking to her.
Sure.
All right, okay, thank you.
Actually, I have Officer Carrie Brown on Gonzalez.
Yes.
Is it okay that she appears by Zoom? There's no opposition from the
Yes, she
state
can appear
or-
by Zoom.
Thank you, Judge.
No.
Good morning.
All right, who's here on David Jones? Thank you.
Jones?
Yeah.
Court is calling 2017 CR 3203 State versus David Jamar Jones. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Todd Coronado.
And are you Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Jones, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same David Jamar Jones who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 3203 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram on September 11, 2017 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 2, on or about the 9th day of March 2022 at Bear County, Texas. The defendant, David Jamar Jones, admitted there failed to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State.
Violation of condition number 2 on or about the 11th day of May 2022. And Bear County, Texas, the defendant, David Jamar Jones, admitted there failed to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Also true.
He waived the manager.
Any objection to the waivers?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 2 and 2 the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with your pleas of true to violations of 2 and 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violations of 2 and 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
That is agreement, Your Honor.
All right, so what has he done on probation?
Because
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Jamar Jones.
All right, what have you done since you've been on probation?
I completed the Saturday program, did all the after programs that I was supposed to do. Other than the drug testing, the drug testing.
Well, that was the main thing.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that?
Sorry.
Why didn't you do that?
Some of them that I did do. At first, I was coming out dirty, and then I was trying to work on stopping and everything. I was smoking marijuana. I was going through a hard time, so I didn't go and take some of them because I knew I might still be dirty. I thought it'd be better than just going and giving a dirty test.
No, I mean, it's best to face the consequences of your action instead of hoping that somebody will catch you in the end, because then you're always looking over your shoulder and that gives you anxiety. So while you've been on probation and we've been looking for you, you've continued to use?
No.
I mean, you say that now, but I don't believe that. Well, you're saying yes. So here's the thing. I'm trying to make a decision on whether or not to follow this agreement that you reached them. I could sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. I'm trying to figure out where you are on your level of honesty and where you are on your drug use. So I'm going to ask you again, while we've been looking for you, have you been using?
Maybe for the first year that I've been gone, but after that, I completely stopped smoking.
Why?
I recently found out that I may have a daughter, so I stopped smoking. I came back down here to try to get everything situated and taken care of so I can go on about that. I know I can't go to family court while I still have to deal with all this, and I definitely can't get my daughter if I do.
And where's family court?
Here, I think.
No, I mean, you're saying you needed to go somewhere. I'm wondering, is that here in Texas or is that somewhere else?
Here in Texas, San Antonio.
All right. Probation, what is your recommendation? All right, the court will find you guilty. The court is going to grant the motion. The court will follow your agreement. Are you asking me to follow this agreement?
The 1 year?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, then the court will grant the motion, find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served and credit for any time served for successful inpatient treatment completion.
Yes. Thank you. Ma'am.
You're welcome. And I'll recommend the therapeutic community. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You say you may or may not have a daughter that's coming into the world. You're going to have to start making better choices. And with regards to your daughter, the choice is either you are going to continue to use marijuana or you're not. If you love your daughter, you won't. So for you, everything that you do from here on out, you need to ask yourself, is this going to make my daughter or my child proud of me? You understand? And if the answer is no, don't do it. And I tell everybody all the time, with this smoking of marijuana, you don't want your child to smell like marijuana. Children are cruel sometimes, and you don't want them saying that, oh, here comes, this person's daughter smelling like marijuana. You don't want that. You want her to have a good start in life, and her having a good start in life means that you're gonna have to do better. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you,
You're welcome. Yes.
The seats are where you're at. Thank you.
All right, Leonardo Bologna. All right, today is plea deadline date. So are you requesting a jury trial?
Judge, my client, has a question about, I guess the GPS, program that he was approved for at the jail. I tried to explain a few things to him, but I think he needs to maybe hear it from you about what that program entails and how that, I guess, would work. So I guess we're here so he can ask you a few questions. I guess, I think it was denied.
Yes.
And I told him that, but,
Yeah, it's denied. So here's the thing, I'm not trying to interfere in your relationship with your attorney,
Yes, ma'am.
but usually if your attorney tells you something has been denied, it's been denied.
Yes, ma'am.
So where we are today is your plea deadline date. So either there's going to be an agreement worked out with the state or not. If there's not an agreement worked out with the state, you're going to jury trial. So where are we on that? Do you want a jury trial?
No, ma'am.
All right, so if you all will go back then, he's not requesting a jury trial.
we might change our mind about that, Judge, but I appreciate you, explaining the GPS
Sure.
situation, and I'll, confer with my client, and then we'll let the court know if
All
we're
right.
gonna ask for a jury trial.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. They're not ready on that one. Timothy Zabata. Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
You can have a seat, sir. I don't think. No, stick them in the back.
All right. No. Just give me, this is Zapata, right?
Yes.
All right. Attorneys. Who's on the first degree list? Thank you, Robert Maurer. All right, Mrs. Zapata.
Best lawyer in the courthouse.
So, just one moment.
But if you need me, I'm willing to.
Okay, Robert said he'll do it. All right, Jenna Davila. Nobody's clicked in yet.
Okay, not yet.
No, not yet. And of course, I will not hold you all to this, but on the surface, does it seem like she'll be a good candidate?
I would say that she is somebody that we would like to evaluate her on.
Okay.
We just spoke with her a little bit. I think we both agree there's a lot kind of going on with her at the moment.
Okay.
I would like a little bit more time to kind of dig through and see.
All right.
Can help, what can't help, so on and so forth.
All right, so how much time are you all asking for?
We're looking.
So as a judge, more, like I said, the last time that we were here, we're all booked out for February. We can evaluate her during March, but we won't have an answer for the court until the end of March. That's when we'll be reviewing all our new referrals, next.
All right, so what time in March do you all think you will review her?
It's gonna be, it'll probably be by the 27th, the last Thursday of the month. That's when we're next scheduled to review files.
And when will you have an answer for the court?
That date, Your Honor.
All right. So Norma, on this one, recall it for April. Well, when you say you'll know by the 27th, is that the beginning of the morning?
Yeah.
The afternoon?
Uh-huh.
All right, Norma, recall this for March 31st. And that will be for an update on VTC.
March 31st.
Yes. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you guys for coming down.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, sir.
Norma, what page is Davila on?
On the first page.
Thank you. All right, for the parties on the motion to revoke, the officer is present. All right, and what is your client's name again, sir?
Joe Angel Return. Do you want me to bring him up to?
Yes, please. And could I have a file stamp for a motion to revoke, please?
Lotus?
And that one's done. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 0245, State versus Joe Angel Gutierrez. Excuse me. All right, we're on the record. Joe Angel Gutierrez, could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Orlando Way for the defense.
All right, and are you Joe Angel Gutierrez? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the documents entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Joe Angel Gutierrez who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 0245 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on April 15, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, the same, but rehabilitated.
All right. State?
Violation of condition number 2 on or about the 6th day of December 2023 in Bexar, Texas. The defendant Joe Angel Gutierrez has been in there. Drug testing out there by the supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
All right, to that, how do you plead? True or not true? You said true.
Well, she's asking if you please. I didn't hear.
All right, that's
I don't
okay.
remember right now.
So here's the thing. The state has read the allegation. State, if you could read the allegation again, please.
Violation of condition number 2 on or about the 6th day of December 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Joe Angel Gutierrez did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
All right, and I'm sorry, what page is that on of the motion?
Judge, the one I have is only one.
Page 5, Judge.
Let me see. Page 5. All right, to that, how do you plead? True or not true?
Not true.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Joe Angel Gutierrez did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of May, August, September, and November of 2023, and January, February, and March of 2024, in violation of condition number 5.
And how do you plead to that, true or not true?
Not true.
State.
Violation of condition number 15U on or about the 22nd day of April 2024. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Joe Angel Gutierrez, did then and there fail to verify attendance and or completion of the parenting classes with compadre y compadre in violation of condition number 15U.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
Not true.
The state calls.
With regards to the other allegations? Sure.
Violation of condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Joe Angel Gutierrez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2024 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
Not true.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may call your first witness.
The state calls Carrie Brown.
Any objection to the witness appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Officer Brown, if you could unmute, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record. If you'll state
Carrie
your name for
Brown.
the record.
Carrie Brown.
Brown.
All right, state.
Miss Brown, how are you employed?
I work for Bexar County Adult Probation.
And how long have you been doing that?
Almost 10 years.
And what are your duties as a probation officer with the Community Supervision Department?
I have numerous duties. One of them is to see my defendants on a regular basis, make referrals to programs.
Okay, and were you assigned a defendant by the name of Joe Angel Gutierrez?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and when did you become his supervision officer?
April 5th, 2023, his case was transferred to me.
Okay, and once you receive that case file, do you give any instructions to the defendant?
He saw his previous officer and that officer gave him instructions to report to me on, I believe it was May 3rd of 2023, and he failed to do so.
Okay. And then did he report to you for May of 2023?
He did not.
Did he report to you for August of 2023?
He did not.
Did he report to you for September of 2023?
No, he didn't.
And did he report to you for November of 2023?
No, he didn't.
And are you currently still his supervision officer?
I am.
Okay. Did he report to you in January of 2024?
No, he didn't.
What about February of 2024?
No,
And what about March of 2024?
he did not.
Just one second. What about April of 2024?
No,
May 2024?
no, ma'am.
June of 2024?
No,
July of 2024?
no, he didn't.
August of 2024?
No, he did not report in August.
September of 2024?
No, he didn't report.
What about in October of 2024,
No, ma'am, he did not.
November of 2024?
No, I didn't meet him in November.
And what about December of 2024?
No.
Okay, so when is the last time that your department has that the defendant reported?
The last time I saw him, let me double check, was December. December 13th. I'm sorry, December 6th, 2023.
Okay, and what did you give him instructions to report to you on that day?
Yes,
Okay, and did you give him instructions to report for the next month?
I gave him instructions to report on December 13th, 2023 to meet with Manager Marino and myself.
Okay, and he did not do that,
No,
correct?
He didn't.
Okay, and while you were his supervision officer, did he ever provide to you any verification that he completed or attending any parenting classes that were ordered by the court?
No, he did not.
Okay, and when you met with him on in December of 2023, was he ordered to submit to a drug test on that day?
Yes, he was.
Did he appear and provide that sample?
No, he did not.
Okay. And I guess has the office made attempts to get in contact with him during these periods of time that we've talked about?
Yes.
Can you briefly explain those to the court?
The defendant was ordered 3 field visits a month and the field team went out 3 times a month. They saw him several times. I mailed him letters. I spoke with his wife. I attempted to call him. I sent him text messages. He didn't respond. I take that back. He responded once. And I attempted to call him back and he didn't answer and he didn't have voicemail on his phone and he didn't return my call.
Okay. We passed the witness, Your Honor.
All right, defense.
Hi, Officer Brown. My name's London Way. I have a couple of follow-up questions for you.
Okay.
You were saying that he failed to report in 2023, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as part of those field, you said that he had a previous officer?
Yeah, he had another officer in April of 2023.
And do you know if that officer ever went to do field visits on him?
I can look.
Can you let us know?
Thank you.
I can't tell if she ever did home visits on him or not.
Okay, and just to clarify, you said that you did 3 home visits a month or you did 3 home visits last year?
No, he was ordered 3 field visits per month.
Okay, and during those field visits, he was always at home, correct?
No, he wasn't always at home. He was home on occasion though.
So for example, on the month of January, when there was a field visit, was he there?
January what?
2024.
May I look and see?
Yes, ma'am.
I showed that field visit was attempted on January the 9th and he was not there.
What about in February of the same year?
On on January the 19th. He was there. On February the 2nd, he was not there. So no, he was not there in January.
What about in March?
In March, yep, March 13th, he was there.
What about in April?
No, no attempts were made in April. That's when I submitted the violation report in the MTR.
What about in May?
No,
Oh, so anytime after that, no more attempts were made by the probation department to reach him?
after April, no, sir.
Okay, and it's fair to say that the probation department knew where he lived because you had been out to his address multiple times?
Yes,
Okay. And just going back a little bit, we talked about the classes that he could have completed. It's fair to say that he could still complete those classes, right? They're required to be completed by the end of the probationary period, correct?
they're required to be completed when he's instructed to complete them.
Okay, but it's fair to say that he has until the end of his probation to complete them.
Not sure how to answer that. I'm sorry.
Okay,
He was instructed to complete them and he didn't do it.
got it. So, and he completed SATF, right? Substance Abuse
Yes, he
Treatment
did.
Facility. Was that completed successfully?
Yes, it was.
No further questions, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
All right, any further questions?
Just two follow-up questions.
Ms. Brown, when a field visit is conducted with a defendant, does that count as him reporting or are they separate duties?
They're separate.
Okay, and so if somebody made a home visit to the defendant, he would still have the responsibility to report to you personally?
Yes, he was reminded during home visits when his next office visit was, and he stated that he understood.
Okay, and can you just briefly explain the process for the field team going out after an MTR violation report is filed?
The field team doesn't conduct visits once the warrant's active.
Okay, we pass.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you for zooming in, Officer Brown.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, any other witnesses state?
Okay.
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls Joe Angel Gutierrez to the stand.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can lower your hand. Deputy Laura, could you move them down to the end? All right, state your name for the record.
Joe Angel Gutierrez.
All right,
Can I
defense.
proceed? Thanks, Judge. So, Mr. Gutierrez, you've heard of the violations that were going on right now. Can you explain to the court why you failed to submit to a drug analysis on December of 2023? Mr. Gutierrez? Can you explain to the court why you failed to submit to a drug test on December of 2023?
I cannot recall the date or the reason. It was a while back. I cannot recall the date. Like,
So did you complete the substance abuse treatment facility?
yes,
What did you do in that facility?
we focused on being positive, being drug free.
All right, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to speak up so that I can hear. And everyone else, could you please whisper?
Drug addiction is chronic, it's progressive, it can be fatal. Self-talk is good in bad times.
Did you complete any courses while you were in the substance abuse treatment facility?
Courses, as of courses, I submitted into a GED placement test and I completed my hours of community service.
And did you ever start doing the class of compadre, compadre?
No, I was placed on a waiting list on that.
When did you attempt to get into that course?
after I was seeking my aftercare with my second probation officer after the first one before Miss Carrie Brown, I believe.
And since that time up to today, did you ever get accepted into the program?
Unfortunately, I was unaware, but I did not have a cellular device or phone or, but they told me that the waiting list was gonna take quite some time.
Okay. So we've heard that you failed to report for the year of 2024. Why were you not reporting?
I wasn't happy with myself.
Why were you unhappy with yourself?
I lost a lot of time, lost what I thought was my support system. I lost my wife for 10 years.
And just to clarify, what do you mean by you lost your wife of 15 years?
She was my support system. She was my everything. She was my,
To clarify, is she deceased or did she leave you?
she left me
Okay.
when I was inside. I wasn't aware,
And
but I have children.
are you aware that probation is here to be a support system for you?
As the probation and visual support system, it didn't really feel like a support system. It felt like I was, the way I was felt like if I was not going to succeed and everything. I doubted myself. I really doubted myself. And I should have should have carried myself higher than that. I should have, for my children, for my mother, for my father.
How many kids do you have?
I have six.
Who supports those kids?
My ex-wife supports 5 of them, and the oldest one I have yet to meet. I have a 16-year-old daughter I have not met. But she has an adopted family, and I was unaware that I was in the neighborhood where she was living.
What is it that you're asking this court to do for you today?
To judge me about my past, not to judge me about my past. I have a lot of overseers, a lot of teachers, a lot of love that I have yet to share with the world.
Are you asking this court to put you back on probation?
If that would be a consideration, yes, and I feel right with it. Right with it.
No further questions. Pass the witness.
Any questions?
Mr. Gutierrez, so you said that you can't recall why you failed to submit to your drug testing, is that correct?
At the time, I cannot recall at the time.
Okay, so but you did not submit and provide a drug sample, correct?
For Miss Carrie Brown, I did not, but before the first other two probation officers, I did.
Okay. And you said that you did reach out regarding the parenting class and you were put on a wait list, is that correct?
Yes.
But you don't have a cell phone?
I unfortunately was after some time forced to move out.
Did you ever provide any documentation to Ms. Brown or any of your other officers regarding that you had been placed on the wait list regarding the class?
To my previous, before the two previous probation officers, yes.
Okay, so how long were you on the wait list for this class?
They did not give me a time. They did not give me a designated time, they just said I was on a quite some, I don't know, waiting list for quite some time.
And if you didn't have a cell phone, I guess how, did you ever go and check to see if you had been accepted by them?
I did, and they said that I would not be able to, I would not be able to, come in. I'd have to call, I keep calling, and by then my support system had forced me to,
Okay.
be homeless.
And even though, I mean, you said that you learned a lot of things at status, you were arrested for possession of a controlled substance in January of 2025, correct?
No, ma'am,
You weren't?
no, ma'am.
Okay, so why are you here before the court today?
I was being a productive member of society and cleaning up my neighborhood, and if y'all were to judge me on that, then I would like to say I'm sorry to the court. I'm sorry to my family for not disposing it or discarding it the proper way, but like everywhere else in the world, it could be dangerous in many places. And for
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and interrupt you. So you're only before the court because you were placed under arrest, correct? And taken to the Bexar County Jail and booked on an offense.
I surrendered myself with Officer Ortiz, and I was being a productive member of society, and I was cleaning up my neighborhood. And that's it.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Any other questions?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. The court is finding violations 2, 5, 15U, and 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
The state is asking for 12 years in TDCJ. This defendant has absconded from the jurisdiction of its court in 2023, and regardless of his testimony, the only reason that he's here before the court is because he was placed under arrest on a different offense. He never voluntarily surrendered himself, and he never made any efforts to report to probation or comply with any terms of the probation after he was released from status. And so for those reasons, we're asking for 12 years.
All right, in defense, what are you
Your
requesting?
Honor, we are asking that this court consider
All right,
replacement.
just a moment. Please stop shaking your head. I'm trying to hear the argument. So here's the thing. You've had your chance to give your testimony. You've given it. I've heard testimony from the probation officer. So right now, it's in my hands to make a decision on whether or not to sentence you, to revoke you, or sentence you to prison, anywhere from 2 to 20 years. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I apologize.
All right. So,
Your
yeah.
Honor, we are asking this court to consider extending his deferred adjudication or putting him on probation. I want to point out to the fact that he has completed the SATF program. He completed it successfully. He is a victim of circumstance. He doesn't have the support system that a lot of us in this room are very fortunate to have. He stated to the court that when he was in the SATF doing what the court ordered him to do and completed successfully, he gets out. His wife of 15 years decided to leave him. And for a lot of people, that can be very traumatic. It can be very difficult on someone to try and get away from that. So it led him into making poor decisions. I mean, we're going to admit to that. We're not here denying that. He failed to submit to his drug testing. And through that, I mean, we heard that he became homelessness. He is indigent. I am court appointed to him. He didn't have the means to come and maybe check in. And even though it's his responsibility to show up to court, because the court and his probation officers have probably told him numerous times, he was at his house for a period until, like he said, he gets kicked out. So for the foregoing reasons, Your Honor, we're asking for this court to consider mercy or leniency, put him back on probation, or extend his deferred adjudication, and if anything, give him a lesser sentence if the court was to send him to TDCJ.
All right. And if you will go with him, the trial court certification?
Yes.
In my understanding, this is not his first motion to revoke. Is that correct? Mr. Gutierrez, I want you to know that I've listened to your counsel's argument. The court is going to grant the motion, find you guilty. The court will revoke. The court will request therapeutic community. The court will give him credit for any time served, for inpatient treatment that was successfully completed, and the court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, I understand. We can go off the record. I understand that there are issues that happen in people's lives, right? But in this court, what I can tell you, your defense counsel will tell you this. I always say, if there is an issue, something going on in your life, let the court know, and we'll see if we can solve the problem. But if you don't come forward and let me know, then there is nothing I can do for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Here.
White ones for your feet.
Everything up there, sir.
All right, Mr. Mauer,
Yes,
were you able to talk to your new client?
not yet, Judge.
Okay.
I have somebody on the plea bargain deadline docket that I
Yes.
wanted to approach on.
All right, let's approach.
Okay.
Have him come up. And what is your client's name?
Johnny De La Rosa. The file should be up there.
No, it is. I'm trying to find it. Yes. All right, today is plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge, I've conferred with the state. They made a new offer. I extended it to my client. He's going to reject the offer. We're going to request a trial setting,
All right, do you want a bench trial or jury trial?
jury trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. State, how long do you expect this to last?
2 days.
All right, 2 days. July 8th, counsel?
That should work.
All right, the jury trial date is going to be July 8th. That's the earliest we can get you in. All right, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after today without good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to appear. I'm saying, otherwise you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And you'll need to be brought over dressed for trial on July 8th. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, just let the court know.
We'll get it taken care of, Judge.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, I was on my other one. I have a case I'm on in the 290th. It's a 5-year-old case that the guys drove up from Brownsville
Yes,
that we're going to be doing a plea on. Can we recall this case for tomorrow morning on Mr.
Yes.
Zapata?
yes,
That way I can have a chance to confer with him.
yes. All right, Norma, on Zapata, if you recall that for tomorrow.
Okay.
Everything's gonna be. You want a copy of your?
No, he said, if it's a lot.
All right, who is here on Frank Torres? Oh, you're back.
I have enough of it, haven't
Yeah. All right, so who is on the motion to revoke?
It's me.
Same.
Okay. All right, we'll start with the motion to revoke. Court is calling 2023 CR 7903, State of Texas versus Frank Torres. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Samantha Lynn Brown to state.
Rolando Way for the defense.
All right, on this one, did you do a trial court certification?
The motion to revoke, I'm sorry.
All right, if you could grab that.
Yes, sure.
And then I'm assuming on the other one, requests, we're off the record. Are you guys going to request a PSI or do? Okay, all right.
And we're gonna request that the court give us the fastest date possible. It's the court.
Well, it's 8 weeks, but if you all want to just bring in witnesses to testify on this behalf and waive PSI, we can do it that way.
We want a PSI.
It's going to be 8 weeks. Can I have a PSI date, please? Council, the earliest date is going to be April 14th. And that's nothing to do with the court.
Let me make sure I'm not in trial that day.
Okay.
I might be in trial on the 2/26, but if the court can, I can be here first thing in the morning, we can do the sentencing then.
Yes.
If that works. Okay.
Yes, we can.
Have a trial, so that works best.
Okay, awesome. And I'll take you all up first, before I call docket, if everybody's here before docket.
Okay.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 7903 State versus Frank Daniel Torres. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Samantha Lynn Brown from the state.
Lando Wade for the defense.
And are you Frank Torres?
Ma'am.
All right. Did you review the motion to revoke? I'm sorry, did you review the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision? And also the motion to revoke community, just one second. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Frank Torres who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 7903 for the offense of assault, impeding breath or circulation on June 24, 2024 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes. State is proceeding on violation of condition number 1, that on or about the 7th day of November 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Frank Torres committed the offense of online solicitation of a minor in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State.
You're pleading true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Stated further alleging that on or about the 5th day of November 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Frank Daniel Torres did then and there fail to attend, comply with all rules, regulations, instructions, and financial agreements as directed by the court and or supervision officer and or head of the authorized personnel of the following counseling education programs, the state accredited battery intervention prevention program in violation of condition number 20.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
And state waives and abandons the violation of condition number 2.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 1 and 20, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 1 and 20?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violations 1 and 20 true. And the court will take up sentencing on April 14th, 2025. Next, we're moving on to cause number 2025 CR 001135. Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Torres, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
State moves to waive and abandon counts 2 and proceeding only on count number 1, Your Honor.
No objections, Judge.
All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
You're charged by indictment with online solicitation of a minor sexual conduct. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. If the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your community supervision were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow, I'm sorry, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Torres, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand according to the plea, the state is proceeding on count one, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 20 years in the prison. There's a $5,000 fine. State opposes your applications. This will run concurrent with 2023 CR 7903. There's to be chapter 62 compliance, and the state may request additional terms if probation is granted. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
State offers states exhibit one and all attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witness statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits one and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits one and attachments, the court will find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. This will be set for sentencing on April 14th. Do you need a TAP evaluation?
Yes.
All right, this will be,
Well, also we can maybe see if he can be evaluated for veteran treatment court as well. I don't know if
Alright.
I don't know if the court does that.
I'll have him evaluate, but my understanding is Veterans Treatment Court will not accept him with this charge.
I believe that from what I was reading, they would not accept that he had like a record of it. But if anything, we can at least try.
All right, we can do a referral to Veterans Treatment Court. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further from the defense.
All right, thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
I'm sorry, on the MTR, I need to correct something on the record.
All right, just give me 1 second. Could I have that file back? All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 7903.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I have read violation of condition number 20 earlier for the violation of not completing bid. It's actually a violation of condition 14G.
All right, to 14G, how do you plead?
True, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a seat, sir.
What page is he on, Deputy Laura? All right, thank you.
Approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here on Mr. Smith, on the day on Jordan Smith.
Mhm.
It was contested into y'all, but the state and I have come to an agreement. And I have a doctor's appointment at 1 o'clock. I was hoping to get this recalled for tomorrow.
Okay, just give me a second. All right, if you step back, just give me a second, okay? Who's your client?
Mr. Smith, Amadea Jordan Smith, he was sent for a contested MTR this morning.
All right, and is he on bond?
No, ma'am, he's in custody.
Have him pull the file and let's take it up.
We've come to an agreement, but he has to plead on a new case.
Ah,
So with
so have him pull the
paperwork and all
file.
good stuff, I was hoping if we get a recall for
Oh,
tomorrow.
have them pull the file. Did they pull the file? For his client? All right, yes, you can be excused and I'll take it up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, who's here on Luis Garcia?
I believe it's also Luis Rivera as well, since
Yes.
yes, Judge.
All right, where are we on this case?
So in reference to the burglary of building cases, Judge, the discovery does look intact. However, he was recently indicted a couple of weeks ago on a robbery charge. So the defense is respectfully requesting time to delve into that case. It is a much more serious case to make sure there's no discovery issues, Judge. She'll be requesting one final discovery setting to go over that new robbery case, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I can have a 30-day reset on Luis Garcia, please, for discovery.
March 27th.
That'll work, yes, Judge.
All righty,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. And Norma, what page is he on? Oh, you know what? It's page 1. Yes. John Thornhart, it's discovery. John Thornhart? Hello.
Your Honor, how are you doing?
All right, how are you
Doing
doing?
very well, thank you.
Right, so where are we on discovery?
I think we do have all discovery, Judge. I'll make sure to double check on that. To give the court sort of a background on this one, it was this case has been re-indicted very recently, and so what I was going to ask the court for is a free deadline date on this one, because I think the state's going to tender an offer on this one as we're conferring now. And so if I can convey that and then come back to the court with an update, that's what we asked for.
All right, how much time do y'all want to tender an offer? 30 days is fine. All right, could I have 30-day reset on Thornhart, please?
March 27th.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
so March 27th will be your plea deadline date. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court, but you always do.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day, ma'am.
You too. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why isn't this pulling up? Let me see.
It has a dash to Judge.
Okay, thank you.
I think that's mine.
Here, I'll leave it.
Angela Redwine.
Ms. Redwine?
Oh, no, 1:30.
1:30.
Mhm.
1:30.
Hello.
Judge.
Hi. So so what is happening on this case?
We're entering a plea.
Okay,
We got all the paperwork in. They're, she's pleading on a criminal trial division case and they're dismissing a family violence division case.
all right. Court is calling 2024 CR 007292, State of Texas versus Angela Redwine. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Jason Gearhand, Your Honor.
defense?
John Kuntz for Miss Redwine.
And are you Miss Redwine? All right, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
We have, Your Honor, and yes, we did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? You're gonna need to speak up. Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged by indictment with burglary of a habitation force? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Very much so.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes and yes.
Ms. Redwine, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? I'm sorry, just one moment.
Sure.
Please that. And that. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is recommending community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 5433, and there's to be restitution, if any, to Andrew Garcia. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Did you, outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours community service restitution, no contact with Andrew Garcia, and parenting classes. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence?
We reviewed it and have no objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
All right, off the record for a moment. Deputy Laura, could you let the jurors know to come back at 1:45? Thank you. All right, we're back on the record. Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we would request that you follow the plea bargain agreement. And I know there's a TAP evaluation. My client has requested that that she begin her probation today and she will report to any appointments that she needs to, but she would appreciate it if the court would consider allowing her to be released.
All right, so what was going on with you that day?
I was homeless. I didn't have nowhere to go and I was really just trying to find somewhere.
So, I mean, why does that result in you going into somebody else's
Went
apartment?
into the wrong apartment and it was some mishap.
So how often have you been using before you were taken into custody?
Using, I had already been clean for like 6 months.
All right, so here's the thing. Now's the time for you to tell the truth. If you had been using in the past, it doesn't impact your probation because you were not on probation. So you need to be honest with me
No, I was.
because
clean.
I'm trying to figure out what conditions to give you.
No,
right?
I have been clean for 6 months.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. And I'm sorry, how many children do you have? And what are their ages?
1, 20, 11, 7, and 3.
Wait, 21, 20, 11?
7, and I have a 3-year-old.
And where are the 11, 7, and 3-year-old?
Well, the 3-year-old is the one I had lost. I lost rights to him. He's with family, and the 11 and 7-year-old is with my sister-in-law.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's a $1,500 fine that'll be probated.
Thank you, Judge.
Take in consideration 2024 CR 5433. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. 120 sober meetings in 120 days upon release. There's going to be a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court in custody. Follow all recommendations. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. 100 of those hours will be deemed satisfied upon the completion of parenting classes. How far did you go in school?
To the 10th grade.
All right. The remaining 100 hours will be deemed satisfied upon obtaining your GED or any type of trade school. You understand? You can either better yourself or either they'll have you picking up trash along the highway. You understand?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. No employment as a home healthcare provider in the healthcare field or with minors. There's to be no contact with minors. I'll consider changing that once you've started your parenting classes. There's to be restitution, if any, and no contact with Andrew Garcia. And did you know anyone at that location, the apartment that you were seeking to stay in, anyone in that apartment complex? All right, there's to be no contact with the apartment complex located at 7323 Snowden Road. That's SNOWDEN Road. And it's 78240. Probation, is there anything else with regards to sentencing? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, we can go off the record. To be successful in this court, especially when you have drug addictions, honesty is key. Your attorney will tell you if somebody calls probation in this court and say, I'm about to use, I have no control over my addictions, I need help, guess what? That 9 times out of 10, they're not going to file a motion to revoke, and they're going to try to get you some help. But nobody can help you if you are dishonest and not being truthful. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's here on Anthony Cochran? What page is Anthony?
She's a cosmetologist. Let me text her right away.
All right, who's here on John Raymond Gill?
Scott Sullivan for Mr. Gill.
All right, where's Mr. Gill? All right, counsel, in this case, where are we on discovery?
So far I've gotten all the discovery from what I can.
All right, and state, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, we did. And I would like the chance to address the court.
Yes.
Yes, my client has been in jail for 160 days. This is an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. We were discussing the plea this morning, but I'm getting some appropriate evidence that I need to look at with respect to whether or not he could plead to begin with. Your Honor.
Whether or not what?
Whether or not I should, it will change my mind about some things.
Okay.
Before I let him plead. And he said the same thing. What I'm requesting, Your Honor, is that with him being in 160 days, we would ask that the court give him a PR bond. We didn't know what was going to happen this morning. And like I said, 160 days, and this is a case that's holding him there. We would ask that the court consider conditions on PR bond.
All right. So did you follow motion, counsel?
No, I did not, and I can go home and follow that.
All right. And
Coming
he'll need
through
to.
the office, excuse me.
All right, thank you. And he'll need to be interviewed for a PR bond before I will grant a PR bond.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this Thursday for plea deadline date. All right, is there anything else?
We'll be back on Thursday. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'll file my motion this afternoon.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right, Mary, who do you have? No problem.
But I've been texting Norma.
All right, where's Anthony Cochran?
And Judge, this was set when I was in a murder trial and he has co-defendants. They've all been set to 5-6. I had emailed Norma. We're trying to keep them all on the same docket because it could be discussed.
All right, and do you have all the discovery?
Yes, we've already signed an acknowledgement.
All right. Norma, if you can set this for jury trial on 5-6.
Sounds good.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank
Thank you
you
for
so much,
dressing
Judge.
appropriately for court.
Thank you.
And what page is he on? All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
And no more files, please.
So what I'd like to do. I'd like to see if she's.
And then what page is Gil on?
Up it all on.
I'm sorry, which page? All right, thank you.
From the information. Right there. Out and stuff, I know that's kind of discussed on the line. on my end stuff, and I don't have bundles are as a review of your.
Who is here on Crystal Molina?
She's on her way up.
All right, what is is this a plea or sentencing?
This is a sentencing hearing.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 4065, State of Texas versus Crystal Molina. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Nicole Thornborough for the state.
Defense?
Monica Anna Guerrero for defendant.
And are you Miss Molina?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea to count 2 of no contest. The state waived counts 1 and counts 3. According to the plea bargaining agreement, there's no application for deferred adjudication, and the state is recommending community supervision. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I think on this case, the defendant was to pay half of the restitution?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant, we spoke last week. I was told she had the money last Monday. As of today, she no longer has the cash for the restitution in her possession. We have, the money is coming from family members who are helping her. This morning, we're waiting on a deposit into our trust accounts so that we can ensure that that can be deposited with the court.
All right, I'll see you all back at 2 p.m.
If I may also say, we would want the money in our trust account, we'd want that to make sure it's cleared. So I don't know that at 2 p.m. today.
So
that
does
would
she
be-
have a check?
She doesn't have a check or a cashier's check. Not today. We've been scrambling, trying to get that money to the court today. The
So
person who's providing the money is in California. And so it's been a little hard.
So I don't understand why, we can go off the record. I don't understand why a few days ago she had the money and now she doesn't. Somebody explain that to me.
I can. I have the cash. And then I had a falling out with my mom. So I gave her the 3,000 back. And this is where we're at.
All right, so that means that you have 2,000, correct?
Not in my possession.
Well, where is the 2,000?
I sent it back to my brother-in-law and my sister. Because I was just, you want me to be honest, I was just gonna come here with nothing and whatever you sentenced me to.
All right, well, if you come here with nothing, I'm not following this plea bargain agreement. So, and I will tell you all, the last time I'm going to reset this case for money to be given, and this will be the last date for this. Otherwise, you're going to jury trial because I'm not going to accept the plea. So are they deposited in your account today?
That's what we've been told.
All right, so you're all going to come back on the 27th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ms. Ferguson, that's a recall for the 27th.
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
We've discussed in the alternative, and this is just an idea we're brainstorming together, is to add a condition of probation that money be paid within 30 days, and if not, that there'd be an MTR.
No. Because at the end of the day, filing a motion to revoke on not paying money If she comes in and she provides proof that she has no funds, then the motion to revoke cannot be granted. So
Okay.
I'm giving till Thursday.
Okay.
All right, thank you. You're welcome. And Norma, what page is Melina on?
Page 11, Mr. Molina?
All right, who's here on Leonardo Bologna? Court is calling 2024 CR 6624 State versus Leonardo Bologna. Could I have parties announced for the record? State, defense,
Dirk Ashball for Mr. Bologna.
and are you Mr. Bologna?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any applications?
No, Judge.
All right. Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Bologna, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand your charge with burglary of a building that's a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Bologna, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the document entitled plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishments be assessed at 11 months in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine. There are no applications. There's to be restitution, if any, to Charlie's cheesesteak. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. State.
No objection, Judge.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes,
Yes,
Judge.
ma'am.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I just asked that the court follow the plea agreement.
All right, the court then will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 11 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. There's to be no contact and restitution, if any, to Charlie's Cheesesteaks. And there's to be no contact with Walmart. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, sir.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to do better. You understand? Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself in and out of prison, in and out of jail. If there's a drug or alcohol issue going on with you, you can come back. If I'm still here, I'll help you find a place that can help you with that. You understand? Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're gonna take our lunch break.